I figured, but the Hornet threw me off.
Can submit another response. I can't see other responses, I don't think.
Yeah, because you're not a dev.
Oh, yeah.
But I am, so I can look at it.
Yeah.
But 12 responses? Holy fuck, what's going on? Did people suddenly remember they can give feedback?
Probably because I posted it during the briefing and people didn't have anything, or
Yeah.
debrief, and no one had anything else to do. And two, the 18s kind of didn't have a whole lot to do. I expected them to have to hunt for some hinds, and they didn't. So I feel a little bad about that.
Good to know.
Shit happens.
So you said you fielded to 8,000, correct? Right, Lenarsis?
Yep.
Okay, so it does refuel the 16 bags.
Oh, really?
That is good to know, yes.
Interesting. Because I think I could still fuel a little more.
So yeah, you could have fueled to, let's see, let me rearm real quick and see how many one bag adds.
16 has barely any fuel. It's crazy.
Jupiter, I have probably spent 20 hours in the last 3 days just going through those triggers on repeat. That was a clusterfuck of triggers.
Oh, it seems like it was with the amount of shit that was popping up.
And they all worked. Every single one of them worked perfectly.
Was it all? Did you have them set like on like time based or what?
So I had a trigger zone for the A10s and the Harriers to go through, but because the Hornets were pushing so fast, I triggered it manually. I had a backup F10 button just for Mugger 1.
9,001 with one. Or 9,150 roughly with one bag.
And I figured out how to make smokes persistent to where they don't disappear after 5 minutes, which is super nice.
Yeah, I'll have to look and see how that works because that's kind of helpful to know.
So this was just the manual backup I had, but there was one trigger zone for this. Where is it? There it is. So when the Harriers or A10s were, I don't know, 40 miles away or so, they would have pushed through that and then got the call to turn back. But then, so that all that did was turn this flag on, and then everything was time based off that flag.
Okay.
So insurgents spawned 10 minutes after that flag. Second wave spawned 12 minutes. The Hinds were 5 minutes after that, which is why I was a little slow on that. So they probably just spawned in as the Hornets were overhead, and they were spooled up. And then everything else was just right after that. This, I'm kind of proud of this. This was a little bit of trickery. So I had one group of the Blackhawks that flew down from Bagram, and they hot landed here. And then simultaneously, when they landed after 60 seconds, they despawned and another group spawned in their place, and that group took off and flew back north. So that's how I was able to get them to land and take back off again.
I actually saw that. I was like,
cool.
"Ooh, that's kind of cool."
Hopefully they landed somewhat proficiently. Sometimes they would do goofy things and land on buildings, and sometimes they landed perfectly in the fields, and there was no rhyme or reason as to when it happened. So I don't know what they did, but
they were a little goofy by the look of it, but it wasn't too bad.
But yeah, persistent smoke is really easy to do, Jupiter. So you just put a trigger zone down, and instead of doing a once action, just do repetitive action. Flag is true, and then have your smoke on that trigger zone. And as long as that flag is active, it refreshes the smoke.
Right on. Okay.
So that makes it really easy. And then the clusterfuck of gyrocopters that were flying in. How far were those guys from you? They were 120 miles. That was probably a little far. I probably should have put them a little closer.
All right, I'll see you guys later. I'm leaving.
Bye.
All right, peace out.
Later.
Have a good night.
So what was the total like? What was like the total time that flag was active? Like that relied on stuff spawning in on it.
The last trigger based on it was 2,000 seconds afterwards. So what is that? 35-ish minutes.
Okay. I mean, yeah, it's you have to sit there every time for 30 minutes and like make sure all this works every time.
Control Z. Just fast forward through it.
I guess you can do that. And sometimes I worry like that fucking the game is stupid and it'll be like, oh, it's too fast and something doesn't work right because it's trying to process that shit. But yeah, no, that was good. Fucking
But now that I know how to make all of these like sequential triggers work, I can do it for everyone. I was a little scared to base everyone's mission off of it just in case something went wrong. But which message was it? That one, the bogies inbound, all available aircraft move to engage. Like that was, it worked out that everyone was already heading that direction anyway. So I just probably should have done something that was a little easier to see on radar. But I'm proud of that one. Did y'all use the Reaper at all?
we didn't. We brought rockets.
Oh, okay. I meant to say it during the briefing, but I forgot. In order to use, like, I had him set up as an actual JTAC or AFAC, and you have to like call him in the I think it's the F4 menu or something, and then he lasers and smokes a target for you or something.
Yeah, I've done that.
Yeah, it's
I've
really
done that
nice.
before.
On Foothold, I use it all the time.
Wait,
It
what?
works really well.
It was really for the Phantoms if they wanted to bring like 12s or something, or you guys, because neither one of you have a good reliable pod that you can laze easily with.
Yeah, they brought I think hobos and I don't know, some sort of iron on the belly. I'm not sure.
One of them looked like they had a triple rack of cluster bombs or something, some big old round thing.
I wish I recorded this because, like I said, I nailed that central cluster of buildings. I shot my rockets at it, and on the next pass, it was because I saw it burning and everything on the way up, and I come around again, and then I come back and look. It's just like it was gone. It was just the whole place was leveled. I was like, yes. So
Well,
I think that's the first time I've brought and used Zuni pods since I've flown the Tomcat in a Thursday op. Well, I'm gonna bounce. Like I said, Smoke Orbital Narcissus. If you want to take a look at it too, my ops up on the drive, the latest version
Sure.
of it.
Yep,
So
I'll take a look.
all I really need. I mean, I still need to do rate some radios and stuff like that, but as long as it just makes kind of sense, that's all I really need to know. If you look at the briefing, look at kind of how the mission's set up, like yes, this makes sense, or no, something this does not.
I did read through your briefing, like when you and I talked the other day, but I'll go back through it again and look at the Miz at some point this weekend.
Yeah, the briefing is pretty much. I think the briefing is done. Yeah, the briefing is done.
And he complete the comeback he's going to try.
Yeah, the briefing's done. The mission is pretty much done. Like I said, I just got to do like the little things.
And then
But yeah, like I said, I think it all makes sense. I think it'll be fucking fun. Yes, it's like a time on target, and instead of we can't push it like that. We have to like be basically all have to be at a certain place at a certain time. Like that's
well,
just
I'm not
that's,
playing
that's
16
it.
that day.
That's it.
I like it.
So if we do this right, everybody will hit their targets at the same time from 3 different directions.
Uh-huh.
All at the same time. 2 minutes
When is
after.
the? Sorry,
What? Go ahead. What would you have?
I was gonna say, what do we still have the 10th of July slated as the last op?
I think so. There's like 3 more.
Yeah, should we? Because we've got an op. It would be the day before the 4th of July. I don't know how many people are going to be going out of town. Should we put out a
Oh, yeah,
poll
good
and see
point.
if people want to
Yeah, maybe we should move
postpone
it.
or skip that one or something?
Is
We
that
can
the
have a
last
fun op
one?
that day.
It would be the one before the last op. Or I mean, we could just skip that week and push it back to the 17th as the last op.
I was just. I mean, I don't know. I honestly, I think either. It's a good question. You can put out a poll if you want. Just who wants to do either skip that week and do the 17th, or
I mean,
We
I
can have
could
a
tweak
poll.
that battleship relay again, and we could do it again with some improvements if y'all wanted to. I don't care, or do something
I'd
else.
do that. I'd do that. I'd do that again.
Cappy. We got a couple weeks, but I'll put a poll together when it's closer to time, and hopefully people know whether they're going to be here or not. And if we get, I don't know, the arbitrary number 20 people that say they're still interested in running an op, we'll just run it.
Do you think it's possible to do the battleship one with 4 teams? Because we were a little too many per team.
That was the
So
plan. Because I was going to
Okay.
make it 4 teams. I was going to make it where you could, as soon as the bomb is off the rails, the next person could launch.
Yeah.
And I'm going to give everyone the buses as targets so that it's fair all the way across.
Either buses or fighter trucks. Both are pretty big.
What I might still do, though, is I might have 2 teams per airfield just to have a little bit of chaos. We might see how that works. Just because there's not, they would have to be spread out across the map, and it's not really a problem, but there's not a whole lot of flat area to work with anywhere else. I'll play around with it, though. I'll get it working.
Gonna grab a donut, I'll be right back.
Okay. Yeah. So
Actually, I forgot I have a wireless headset now. That's pretty cool.
of the joys.
Could take you with me.
Yeah. So like I said, it's pretty much done. I'm more just gonna as long as like everything seems to make sense, then that's all I'm looking for, because
Yep.
it should
I'll
be
open it up right now.
it should be pretty cool, I think. But
Who was one before last mission? Did someone take it?
What'd you say, Lenarsis? Sorry.
Or does anyone have the one before last mission?
Yeah, Jupy's got it.
Okay.
So the order, the last 4 is Jupiter, Jalush, Jupiter, and you.
Yeah. And I've got that mission's also pretty much done too. I don't remember if I built the briefing for it yet, but
We need some more devs.
Yeah, we could enjoy having one or two more.
Yeah, there's what, five of us? Yeah.
Yeah.
Five of us.
I'd be more help if I wasn't doing so much lately. Putting a new roof on and some shit.
You're good, brother. That's why there's multiple of us. We'll make it work.
I'm not doing much, so that's why I'm here.
Gross.
Damn, I didn't realize I've done 4 this campaign. Wow.
Yeah,
3
you
and
did
a
a
fun
lot.
op. Means I can check out the rest of the campaign.
Yep.
Just chill. All right. Well, if you have any questions about it, just shoot me a message. I gotta go.
10-4. I'll look at it at some point this weekend, buddy.
Yeah, it's. All right, man. Again, it was a good mission. Had fun.
We'll
Later.
do it again next week.
See you later.
Good night.
I'm going to follow GP's lead and call it a night.
All right.
See you,
Have a
boys.
good
Thanks
night.
for coming.
Yeah, that was fun.
Ow. I just got head bopped by a dog. I just got head
What?
bopped by a dog. I was leaning to the side real far, stretching. It's like wham right in the back of my head.
What are the odds that there's an actual war that's gonna start with the US now?